soul was stuck between dark and the light. It's like playing some musical chairs. They kicked me out, so I started a life, made a bag that was bigger than theirs. I win and I lose and I win and again. I can see why they think that's unfair. We put in the work and we making them bends. To be honest, I don't really share. You rolling with hitters, I don't understand. You killing good people, that wasn't the plan. Round up the game, come get your mans. He's selling his soul for a couple of bands. I opened his eyes, lifted a hand. As far as you see, this is all in my land. Cause I've been through hell, then I came back. That's the one reason I don't give a damn. Whoa, devil knocked and I buzz him in. This is life with the son of man. Poured a drink, half a dozen in. Threw my head for a sudden spin. Sad story with my violin. All these problems start to pile in. All these peasants turn to violence. Two-faced, thought you had a twin. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. I just wanna win on the low, like. You making demands, I said whoa. I just wanna win on the low, like. Ask me where I've been, I said don't, like. You making demands, I said whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. Hey, yeah, whoa. My soul is stuck between dark and the light. It's like playing some musical chairs. They kicked me out, so I started a life, made a bag that was bigger than theirs. I win and I lose and I win and again. I can see why they think that's unfair. We put in the work and we making them bends. To be honest, I don't really share. You rolling with hitters, I don't understand. You killing good people, that wasn't the plan. Round up the game, come get your mans. He's selling his soul for a couple of bands. I opened his eyes, lifted a hand. As far as you see, this is all in my land. Cause I've been through hell, then I came back. That's the one reason I don't give a damn. Whoa, devil knocked and I buzz him in. This is life.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the episode. Seems like we might not be pulling up a Facebook chat again. Well, at least we're live on Facebook, so keep dropping your comments. If they show up, they show up. If I see them, I see them. If not, I'll be seeing you on Instagram too. I see you everywhere, bitch. Bitch.
I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa.
Making sick fucking gains. Oh no. Oh yo. Oh no. Oh no, daddy's getting huge. Making sick gains on the low low. Getting so motherfucking swole, yo. Because my name is Papa fucking Swole, yo. Yeah. Yeah. Papa Swole, yo. Papa Swole, yo. It's how I roll, yo. Papa Swole, yo. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. The Rilla remix. Rilla remix. Papa Swole, yo. Coming to you live. 1096. Bitch. Yeah. Swole. 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 Getting large. Bitch.
I just wanna win on the low, low.
Games.
Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. Hey, yeah, whoa. My soul is stuck between dark and the light. It's like playing some musical chairs.
Let's see.
They kicked me out, so I started a life, made a bag.
YouTube's showing up for chat. Why don't I get the notification for Facebook? I don't know. You gotta customize your notifications. Put it as a top priority. Here we go, fam. Let's get ready for the episode. Stop. Yeah. Gains. Papa. Slow. All right, welcome everyone that's watching on Twitch, YouTube, Daily Swole Podcast on YouTube, Facebook at Swolenormous, Daddy Swolenormous. All right, let's make some gains. Oh. Finished all the bullshit.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Papa Swole, why isn't it making noise? Papa Swole. Alright, whatever. Testing. Testing testicles. Testing testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1096 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, in as a slaycast, in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is up, everyone? What's going on, ya booshes? Thanks for joining me live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Manikai, every kind of cast in the world. Daddy's here. Daddy's home. It's your boy, Papa. What's going on? What's good? What is the good word? Happy Tuesday. Thank you for checking out the content everywhere. Thanks for subscribing to the podcast, tuning in live. Those of you that are tuning in live, we are talking body fat, belly fat, body fat, but technically belly fat, which is technically body fat because if it's in your belly, it's also on your body. And as you can tell, we got to get very specific. Got to be very specific and very tactical. I don't want to get in trouble. Belly fat is technically body fat. Well, technically, Papa Swole, the belly is on the body. Fuck you, jabroni. Fuck you. Those guys, you know who you are. You know who you are. Those of you that just complain when everything's not 100% covered in every single last comment. You know who the fuck you are. You know who you are. I know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, don't worry. I know. What's good? What'd you guys train today? What's the latest and the greatest? I posted something like this on my Instagram page today and YouTube, Facebook actually, about belly fat, about just getting started. A lot of you are putting the cart before the horse, as it were. And when you discuss making progress, when you discuss making gains, getting rid of belly fat, achieving and pursuing your goal and moving one step closer. A lot of you are worried so much about the process of it before you even fucking start. So first off, get off your ass and start. You need to start. You need to get moving first. And you're not going to find out. I will save you the worry. I'll save you the worry. I'll save you the concern. You're not going to find out what works until you start failing. You have to start failing to figure out what works. You have to. You have to start failing. You have to start by failing. You're not going to be successful from the beginning. So to worry about every last detail with your program, to worry about every last detail with your nutrition at the expense of just getting your ass in motion, that's going to hold you back. So don't worry about being perfect because you won't be. Don't worry about knowing exactly what you should be doing because you won't, no matter how long you wait, no matter how much you study, no matter how much you look at online, no matter how often you scroll, no matter how many podcasts you listen to, you're not going to know, you're not going to have context with anything that I'm saying unless you actually try. If you don't actually put what I'm talking about on these podcasts in action, you're not going to know what works because you have to feel it. You got to feel it. How many of you have done the elimination diet? Now, those of you that are on Facebook, I see your comments. I actually pulled up on my phone, my other phone. I got like phones on phones, but I'm watching you on Facebook. So even though I'm not streaming the questions or you're not seeing the chat pop up, that's out of my control. I don't know why the chat's not streaming to the screen, but I'm watching you on the Facebook. Okay, so I see your comments. So make sure you keep on dropping comments. And of course, I see the Instagram comments. What up, IG? What up? How many of you have done an elimination? I did a bunch of episodes recently about the elimination diet. Those of you that are Swolenormous X members, of course, you've heard me talk about the elimination diet. You have access to all the content in the kitchen in X. So I know you know about the elimination, but how many of you have done it? Whether you're a Swolenormous X member or not, how many of you have gone through that process and what have you learned from that? What have you learned from going through that elimination process? And I think even more importantly, what have you learned that's relative to what you thought it was, or what you thought was going to happen? Because when you go through that process, you're gonna have to, if you want to know what the elimination is, you're gonna have to go and listen to some previous content, because I'm not going to go into depth Very simply, you cut out foods for about 2 months and you test them one at a time, and you'll see how sensitive your body and how your body actually reacts to food. Just think, we all start off just eating. We all start off just eating food. We eat everything from when we're little, and your body builds up defenses. Your body gets used to allergic responses. Your body gets used to dealing with quote unquote enemies in your system. When you're adding foods that your body doesn't react well to, or that your body doesn't prefer, doesn't like, whatever that reason is, whether it's the gut biome, whether it's your DNA, whether it's the physical structure of your body, who knows? Well, for whatever reason, you don't react well to certain foods. When that's the case, your body adapts to that throughout your entire life. So you don't realize what these foods are doing to you. And when you have things like stubborn belly fat, things that are not disappearing, when you're not losing weight, when you're restricting your calories and you think you're doing everything accurately, where else lies the problem? And that's why I always talk about quality first. So if you need to recap, go listen to episode 1095. We went Hambone Jones on nutrition yesterday, I believe. And when it comes to the elimination, you don't realize the impact until you do it. I talk about it and it makes sense. I think everyone likes the idea of it. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it's very easy in terms of what was it? Well, I can't think of the word. In terms of, I'll just call it initializing. In terms of doing it, executing it, it's a very simple process. It's more about what you're getting rid of than what you're adding to your system. That's usually how nutrition works, especially in today's society. Fixing your nutrition is not so much about adding, and that's the issue in part. It's that no one's making money off you taking food away. If you're not eating things, it's like, oh shit, well, we're not making money, we're losing money. That's why it's easier, or it's more effective for a business to sell you a product or sell you something to add to your confusion. So sell you something to add to what you're already eating. Oh, well, you need to eat this too. You need to take this pill or this powder. You need to do this as well. What about what you're already doing that you should fucking eradicate? That's usually where you will see leaps and bounds with your nutrition, is what you cut out. Not so much what you're adding, what you're cutting out. Not adding a supplement, not adding a vitamin, not adding a protein shake, cutting out the stuff and the shit that you're already consuming. Okay? Take away. Take away. Take away. One of my favorite quotes is, let's see, I don't want to butcher it. Let's see. Yeah, it was from The Little Prince, I believe. Let's see. Perfection is achieved, not when there's nothing left to add, but when there's nothing left to take away. That's what it is. So perfection is achieved, not when there is nothing more to add, but nothing else to take away. So literally, perfection is when you cannot take away anything else. And that's very similar to things like stand-up comedy and humor. When you have a great joke, or memes, that's why memes are so powerful. And we love those on Instagram because they're so simple. It's the absolute minimum, right? You have the quote, or you have the thing at the top that says you or them, and it'll say like what them say, and it says me, colon, and then the picture is everything. So it's that comedic style and that information delivered with the minimal amount of information, the minimal noise, the minimal fluff, and you can infer or you can enjoy and expand upon that in your own brain. So it's about getting rid of the extra stuff. And most of the things that you're consuming is extra stuff. It's supplements, it's extra foods you don't need, it's extra calories. That's always a component of whatever your weight issues are if you're trying to lose weight. And granted, we always discuss weight loss, or we commonly refer to losing belly fat as weight loss and use those as almost the same thing, but it's not the same. You might not want to, when we talk about weight loss, you might, lose 50 pounds. Some of you are looking just to minimize body fat, but you want to get bigger in general. You want to get bigger and leaner. Don't we all? Don't we all, fam? Don't we want our cake and eat it too? Don't we want to bulk and shred at the same fucking time? That's a whole other conversation. But most of where you're going to find your progress with nutrition will come from what you're taking away, will come from what you're removing, will come from what you're willing to sacrifice. And it's really not much of a sacrifice if you want results. If you want to look a certain way. If you want to minimize your body fat and get rid of extra stuff in terms of your extra storage on your body, then you're gonna have to get rid of other things. What's your priority? It's not a it's a sacrifice in terms of you're minimizing, you're subtracting something. But an emotional sacrifice, well, do you want to look better? Do you want to feel better? Then cut it out. What's your priority? Do you want some instant mouth pleasure and you want like a little injection of garbage into your system for a moment that's going to leave you empty and feeling void of pleasure and entertainment in moments? Or are you going to want to achieve something that you've been, aspiring to conquer for years or months, something that you're really going to be, that's really going to improve your health, that's going to make you truly satisfied, more than just a fleeting moment. Because once you achieve that, once you achieve whatever your goal is, that's why I always talk about a goal weight being sketchy, because following and chasing that number is oftentimes not super satisfying. Once you get to that number, weight loss, it's like, well, what else is there? There's another pound? You lose 50 pounds, then what next? 51, 52? When does it stop? So after that, then your goal is what? To put on size. A lot of people that lose a lot of weight don't want to build muscle. They're afraid to consume adequate calories. They're afraid to consume or to train hard because they don't want to gain weight. Seeing the scale go up a pound or two is such a psychological mind fuck. People get almost create these body disorders and these eating disorders because you lose 100 pounds. And I understand that when you lose 100 pounds by, let's say, restricting caloric intake, getting rid of a lot of those foods that you used to be addicted to, and then you lose all that weight, you're paranoid about taking an extra bite of food. You're paranoid that that scale is going to go up a pound. However, muscle weighs more than fat, so putting on lean mass is a good thing. Putting on lean body mass is a good thing, but a lot of times people get crippled and locked, and they can't really truly pursue their training well because they're so paranoid of seeing that scale go up one number. That's why it's really dangerous to look at numbers too much. From my experience, you're just obsessing over the numbers, and when you try to hit certain limits all the time and keep it under a certain range, and you're not going by how you feel and what makes you happy, you're coming at it from that quantitative angle, it's very easy to get discouraged, and it's very easy to overlook what's more important than a number. What's more important than a number? What's more important than a number on a scale? How you feel, the relationships you have. Are you pursuing what you're passionate about every day? Are you taking care of your health, really, your mental health and your physical health? Think of all the problems we have in our life. Think about all the problems we have in our society. A lot of it's not because of it's overweight, it's obesity. But why are we getting obese? Why are we turning to food for comfort? Why are we pumping ourselves with so much instant pleasure? We're not happy. We're not happy with what we do every day. We're not happy with our relationships. We're not happy with our opportunities or our perceived opportunities. We're just not passionate. There's a lot of people that work really hard towards a goal, but they sacrifice their health for that. I recorded, I didn't post it yet. That's probably going to be a video that I post tomorrow for YouTube. I talked about that because there's a lot of people that just chase money, but they let their health just go to shit in the process. And that's kind of like it's put on a pedestal, right? Whether you're an entrepreneur, you're building your own business, or you're working 2 jobs, whatever your quote hustle is, you're sacrificing your health. You're just letting it go to shit. You're eating, let's say, bread and marshmallow fluff sandwiches because you're so broke, because you're putting everything back into your business and you're, saving everything and you're eating like shit. That's going to fucking bite you in the ass. It's not glamorous either, but it sounds like, oh man, you're really making sacrifices. Never sacrifice your health. Don't sacrifice your fucking health. Don't sacrifice your health. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. That's stupid. That's stupid because that's never going to help you. That's never going to be a benefit to you to run your body into the ground or to actively. There's sometimes when you have to be up all night or you have to burn the candle at both ends, but I'm talking about overall your mindset. It's more about your mindset, your approach. Are you willing to sacrifice your health in terms of, I don't care about my body, I'm going to do whatever it takes? That's not going to work out too well. A lot of people do that. They sacrifice their health and they sit in an office and they pursue this fucking career. And then at the end, they're crippled. and they're on medications and they feel like shit and they look like shit. And was it worth it? Was it worth sacrificing your health? That's why it's great to be in the fitness industry. For a lot of people that are personal trainers, yeah, you're working hard. You might not be making a ton of money all the time. You know, it depends on what kind of business you're running, but you're in the gym. You're in a healthy environment. You're physically active. You know, we're going to have a lot of people that are super wealthy and crippled, and we'll have a lot of people that are, you know, middle class, got some money, got enough to put food on the table and stuff like that. And they're physically fit and they're strong. I mean, you're going to have there's a lot of that. And I think there's always been a lot of that. When you're active, it's always better. But pursuing your health doesn't always coincide with working your ass off or, you know, pursuing your career or school or education. And you might think, oh, well, I'm young, I can handle this now. Yeah, well, I mean, your body can adapt at any age. It's just easier to adapt to things when it's younger, but you're also developing, you're also creating good habits. You're also creating that foundation in which your body is either going to be healthy long-term or it's going to fall apart. And it's never too late. If you're 40 or 50 or 60 and you're listening to this, don't be like, oh, fuck, he's talking about 20-year-olds. I'm just talking about where your head is at. You think you don't have perspective when you're 60. I'm 35 and you don't have perspective as a 35-year-old when you're 20. You don't. You don't have perspective of a 50-year-old when you're 35. You know, the audacity for me to be like, oh, I know what it feels like to be 60. It does. How could I? I can imagine or I can think, but until you don't have that perspective. You really don't. It's impossible. It's impossible to really feel because you're not in that situation. There's always this little in the back of your head, like, yeah, you know, but I'm really not. I can imagine, oh, shoot, when I'm in this place or I'm in this position, I would be thinking like this, so I can ponder and I can philosophize about it because I've seen it. I've seen what people's health looks like when they're 80 years old and they're immobile and they never took care of it. I can see, I've trained clients, many clients that were immobile, that had a tough time standing up, moving around, basic fucking human function. And they weren't that old, but they never took care of themselves. And now they're taking care of themselves. It's covered by insurance or it was covered by whatever. But it's too little too late. It's too little too late. It's always good. If you haven't started, start. I don't care how old you are. But I think we can agree it's not as effective to start when you're 80 as opposed to starting when you're 20 or starting when you're 50. And there's a big difference. And you can make a lot more progress the younger you start. Like anything else, you have more time and you'll fail more and you'll have more experience from those failures. Anything that I say here on the podcast, you need to feel for yourself. And that's why when I tell you all to do the elimination and you approach your weight loss or your belly fat loss issues and you approach it from this fashion, you don't know until you've done it. You don't have the same perspective of nutrition and the same perspective of how food impacts your body until you've done an elimination. That's why I was asking earlier, drop your experiences below in the comments, because if you have not done it, you hear me talk about it, it makes sense. I can speak logically. Okay, I understand that. I could see how that would make sense. But then you do it, and pretty much everyone, when they do it, they're like, holy shit, I didn't realize this, or I never thought this, or man, like you feel what food does. You feel what food does to you. You feel what these foods that your body does not react well to. You feel the side effects. You see and you experience. That's the word. You experience firsthand, first person experience. You experience what happens. And that is very important. That's powerful. I can't convey that enough in a podcast. Again, another example. From everything that I've done on the podcast, Swolenormous X, from the videos that I post and things like that, how many of you have started yoga as a result of finding my content? There's another example. Just like the elimination, another example of, wow, I never knew until I actually did yoga, until this bearded psychopath finally convinced me and pushed me and shamed me enough into doing fucking yoga. Wow, how could I not have been doing this my whole life? I always thought it was for girls. I never thought yoga was for me. I never tried it. Fuck, I should have been doing this since I was 20. I should have been doing this for 20 years. I should have been doing this when I had the chance and before I had this injury. A lot of that's the same thing with yoga. You wish you started earlier, but you didn't know until you did it. You might have heard about it. You might have heard me talk about it, heard someone else talk about it. Oh, I hear it's good. Yeah, yoga's great. Yoga's this. You don't know until you do it. And then when you do it, you think, fuck, the difference of how I think about it now And obviously, experience is everything. So it's easy to think about that too. Yeah, of course, when I have experience, I would think, but we don't have experience or perspective until we have experience or perspective. And that's fucking, oh, great. Thanks, Captain Obvious. But it's true. You're not going to know until you do it. So that's what I'm saying. You need to go and fail. Go fail. Go try a program that doesn't work. Go try a diet that doesn't work. Like, go. Go try a diet that doesn't work. Go try a program that doesn't work. Go, because the sooner you try that and it doesn't work, you realize that doesn't work. You'll keep your eye out for that, and you won't pursue that anymore. You won't try to, run through a brick wall again. It's one of those things. It's one of those things that once you realize that something doesn't work, you're going to notice that. You're going to see that in another program. You're going to see that in another nutrition approach. You're going to see that and be like, oh, I've tried that before. It doesn't work for me. That's experience. That's when you ask me a question for Ask Papa Swole or here on the podcast. That's why I have an opinion or I have some perspective on so many different things, because I've tried them myself. And if I haven't, you know me, I'm the first person to say, I don't know. You might want to Google that or go somewhere else. That's not my specialty. So I have a lot of experience with a lot of things. At the same time, it's my experience. So it's one person in my flow, in my journey, my perspective from all my collective experiences and my perspective on that one thing. So my opinion is just one opinion, but I will try to give you as much of a well-rounded opinion as possible. But then at the same time, even if I don't want to be a vegan, for example, you might try it and love it. And you might like to take all the supplements and go through that whole thing. And that might really fit your lifestyle. You might really, truly love it. Cool. Who am I to say that it's wrong for you? For me, my experience and my this and blah, 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 where I would say no, not for me, not for me, not recommended. But for you, you might try it. It depends. It depends. And that can go with an exercise program. That can go with nutrition. That can go with a lot of different things. And you can't put a high enough price on experience, on education, learning, keeping an open mind, all great. But experience is going to trump everything. Experience is going to be what makes a difference. Now, let's take a couple comments. I'm reading them from YouTube. If you got these on Instagram too. Let's see. Corey Bean on Facebook. You inspired me to do an elimination diet because of some of the GI, the gastrointestinal issues I was having, and it worked for me. Behold, I have a soy allergy and my quality of life has improved tenfold since I changed my diet. Thanks, Papa Swole. You're very welcome. Thank you for applying it. And look, it's all you. It's all you. I'm glad I was the trigger or the catalyst to get you off your ass to do it or to bring it to your attention. But that's amazing. You put the effort in. Very simple. Just got to do it. Let's take another one. Felicia, I found that dairy kills my stomach and I am sensitive to gluten. Such an amazing amount of information that you can learn just from cutting things out. Let's see. Aaron Hardy, I had a leg day fail today. I didn't warm up enough and I strained my left hamstring. So it's a yoga day listening to my body. Good man. We all go through that. I've done it too. I've kind of rushed to get into a workout, but you learn the hard way. Yeah, you won't do that again, I'm sure. Meredith, elimination diet for the first 3-ish months of this year. Now I'm finally in my sweet spot. Fantastic. Let's see what else. We got a couple more here. Let's see. Yeah, but I want my mouth pleasure because I'm single. Har, har, har. Har, har, har. Good ones. What's up, Jeff? What's up, man? I'm brand new to your pages. Good stuff. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Thank you. Aaron, I feel like a new person after the elimination. No dairy, sugar, wheat, processed foods, or fried anything anymore, and I feel amazing. I have done the elimination diet. It was an eye-opener. I thought I would miss the foods I eliminated, but I didn't. I felt amazing, not sluggish and energetic. Yoga, because of this podcast. Yoga is harder than lifting. I wish I was doing yoga many years ago. Elimination diet was by far the biggest game changer for me. Yeah. I went through tons of diets and workouts. Definitely takes a while to find what really works for your body. So now, for those of you that are listening or just tuning in, or just getting the audio portion. Those were a bunch of comments from people in the community that have put some of this stuff into practice. So remember that those problems that you're having, there's always something else to try. However, if you are thinking about it in terms of what to add, what to try, what else should I do, pause for a second and think about what can you do less of? What can you eat less of? Whether it's total calories, eat less total calories. Also eating less of certain foods, slacking less, going out less, drinking less, all those things. Think about what you can cut away. What are you currently doing? Don't worry about what else you need to find and add. Think about what you're already doing. Write it down if you need to, and look at what you can take away. What can you take away that would improve? That would help you improve? What can you take away that would, I guess, encourage you or force you or challenge you to be better? What can you get rid of? What can you minimize? What can you eliminate in order to take your shit to the next level? And that's a lot of times what the restriction is. That's a lot of times what you get held up with. It's what you're currently doing and what you're still doing, what you continue to do. John on YouTube, for most people, they are initially fired up about improving aesthetics through elimination, but are much happier improving their well-being first. A lot of what that does, that's true. A lot of what that nutrition approach does by eliminating foods, you go in, hey, I want to lose weight. I want to get rid of belly fat. I want to see abs. I haven't seen my abs in a long time. I want to see my abs again, or I want to get a six-pack, my first six-pack. But then you feel so much better. You have less joint pain. You're sleeping better. All these different aspects, and then, that takes priority. And then your whole outlook on nutrition and your whole outlook on fitness actually changes. Scuba Steve, do you ever post recipes? Yes, I have some plans to post and share some online, but they're all in the kitchen. They're all in the kitchen of Swolenormous X for members. But I post some stuff on my Instagram story. I'll share meals and I do stuff on different sites. But you can keep an eye on the Gain Train blog on the website. There might be some nutrition content on there already, but there'll probably be some more. But the entire recipe archive is part of the Swolenormous X site. My wife and I have started eating better, not just for us, but to set an example for our teenager. Lead by example, everyone. Get your own experience, and that way you can pass off. It's just like anything else. I'm passing on my knowledge and education and experience to you, and you pass that on to your children. You pass it on to other people. And when they see you, when people are in your circle, whether it's family, friends, colleagues, right, coworkers, when they see you doing it and they see you being successful, they oftentimes come to you. And this is a great way to get around, hey, you're trying to encourage people to be in better shape, and they're refusing and they're restricting and no, I'm fine. I don't need to do that. But then you lead by example, and then they get on board, or then they come to you asking you for questions, or asking you questions about how to be healthier, asking you questions about what are you doing to work out? Because they see you doing your thing. They see you focused on you, and they are attracted to that. If you try to push it upon someone, they get offended that you think you're better than them, and then they get defensive and they get angry. So I need to eliminate more sugar. Yeah, you do. So let's do this. Today, once you listen to this podcast, whenever you're listening to it, take out a piece of paper and write down 5 things that you can eliminate or eliminate more of in order to make progress. Don't worry about adding. What can you take away? Whether it's from your nutrition, whether it's from your time management, like your overall schedule, hanging out with too many people that don't fucking serve you, that don't improve your life, that are just drains on your existence. What 5 things, whether they're foods or activities or anything, can you eliminate to get you closer to your goals? What are 5 things? What are 5 things? That's your homework assignment. And we'll talk about that by tomorrow, okay? Do your homework. Do your fucking homework. What are those 5 things? 5 things. 5 things that you can eliminate. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1096 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast. In the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 1097 of the Daily Swole. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.